Merry Christmas everyone! So today we'll unwrap some gifts and talk about things I've learned after being a vet for 2 years. But first, let's get ready. Okay, kitty? Let's sit in. Firstly, thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm still constantly amazed by how many people watch, let alone comment on the videos. So over the past few months, I realized that there's a number of comments I haven't been able to reply, so we'll hope to address them in this video. And also reflect on my journey as a vet over the last 2 years. Hopefully it will be helpful for you as well, for something to look forward to. And also, I suppose, just like a documenting sort of journey thing for myself to look back in the future. So, bless you, Keith. Let's start. So after 2 years of being a vet, I've completed my vet GDP, which is the graduate development program that you have to do when you start out. Logging your cases, reflecting on them and improving on them. And I'm also completed my graduate academy, so I've graduated from that. And I am more confident in my consults and things. So looking back in my video, I don't know if you watched it previously, I really struggled to understand how people can cram everything in a 15-minute consult of taking histories, diagnosis, treatment, and prescribing medications. So I realized that as a first opinion practice, you are essentially a first opinion vet. So you see things that come in first presentation, you do your best to narrow down the differentials based on your exams, and you start your blood tests or urine tests, initial tests. You don't necessarily have to come to a diagnosis in the first consult, so that really takes the pressure off the 15 minutes, and you just work your best with the client to figure out how to provide, for example, pain relief to the patient, manage the symptoms, or go straight to investigations, or even admit for hospitalization for a further workup if you need. So it is very doable, and also delegation, working with your nurses and your receptionist to help prepare slides or prepare sample tubes, do the nail clips if owners requested that, if you're running behind. So it is very possible, and I still run behind, and no one is perfect, but these days I try to be kinder to myself and just do my best basically to get through the day. So besides that, I'm also really confident now in my surgeries. Well, I wouldn't say really confident, let's put it into context. I can do bitch space, castrates, lap space, things like that quite confidently, but I'm still working towards getting better at gastrosurgeries. I haven't had many exposure to those, things like GDVs, so still lots to learn, but it's important to look back about what you have achieved so that you realize, hey, actually I can do things, and it builds your confidence. Try not to compare yourself to your peers too much, because everyone's learning progress is different. They may work in a hospital that has more cases of a certain type, so they're really experienced in that. You might not, but you might be experienced in something else. So my favorite things, well, favorite is a strong word. I am quite keen on dental x-rays, doing dentals, surgeries and things. However, I'm still lacking a lot in the sort of scanning side, and also complicated advanced surgeries, and also looking at eyes really. So I need to brush up on my ophthalmology, loads of things, exotics that I hope to do next year in 2024. So it's a self sort of accountable goal that I need to work towards too. So other things like fun vet events that have happened. I got to go to London Vet Show, which was really exciting. And also I'm still working on the So You Want to Be a Vet podcast project, so make sure you check that out as well along the side. And also this past 2 years, working with my colleagues have been really nice. They have a netball team, we have fun socials, and I'm really sad because I am leaving the team to go to a different location, which I should probably talk about. So reaching the 2-year mark as a vet, most of my peers and friends have decided to either go into do internships, or do a certificate, start a certificate, or go back to university again to do a more specialized sort of internship. And it makes me panic, I suppose. I don't know if you feel that way as well, if you're in the same journey as I am, of like, okay, what's next? What do I have to work towards? Am I gonna be behind? My friend is doing more than me. Everyone's getting a pay raise. So I think it's important to actually take a step back and look at what you want. And I'm still trying to figure it out as well. I definitely don't want to do a certificate for the sake of it. It has to be something that you're really interested in and you want to further knowledge on. And I'm also not sure whether I want to end up working in a referral hospital, because that's what seems like a gold standard. Like everyone seems to be wanting to work your way up into like a referral or getting like a managerial positions, things like that. I don't really know what I want, to be fair. So pros and cons. So doing a certificate, you can work in practice at the same time and you can get more knowledge in it and serve your clients better. So you don't have like a pay cut because essentially you're still working in your practice. It can get quite hectic because I've heard that they are quite demanding. The hours that you need to set aside to do those certificates and also sit for the exams sounds like a lot. And if you go into an internship, usually you have to have a pay cut because it's a university or something and you are learning on the go. So, you know, there's that factor there. And also lots of long hours, lots of commitment, lots of work actually, and lots of effort. And after those 2 years of internship, you tend to go into a residency program that can be 3 to 4 years long and then take a huge exam at the end of it, which is great. However, I think for myself, at the moment, I feel like I still want to explore different avenues of veterinary medicine before I decide to zone in or specialize in something. I also find that, you know, being in a referral practice is really great, like you have all those knowledge, but I still feel like you're only treating one patient at a time, which potentially limits your impact a little bit. I suppose if you're a referral clinician, you can teach and mentor all the different vets that's up and coming, so you can spread your impact quite wide that way. But I feel like, you know, as a vet, you are seeing one patient at a time and you can only see maybe 20 to 24 patients in a day. And it just feels like it's great. Like the one-to-one connection is great, you know, with your clients and things. But I'm not sure if there is a better way to sort of like make a wider impact or help in a different way for myself. So we're still exploring that. Stay tuned to see where that goes. But at the moment, I'm leaving to work at a independent practice at a different location. So I am quite excited about that, but also really sad to leave my colleagues because honestly, they are such a great team. I would highly recommend working for that team because, you know, everyone is so supportive and they help you grow. So yeah, sad and happy, I suppose, but things are changing. Life is always about changes, I suppose. And I've heard from my friends that it's okay to say that, you know, you want something different or you want to explore a new area. So you got to do what's right for you. Although it's quite, yeah. So a few things to reflect on, I suppose. Being in the vet profession, that seems quite elusive and, you know, it's not what you think that you see in the media. But the best thing about the job, honestly, for myself, is working with the pets and the clients, obviously, that are really nice. And when your patient gets better, like literally today, I called up a client to check on her bunny, and she said that her bunny is doing much better, that it has been in 5 days. So I honestly felt really happy. And she said, it's all because of you and your medication. And I said, no, it's because, you know, the clients work hard as well to look after their pets. So positive vibes all around. The most stressful thing about the job, oh no, Kitty is having a zoomies. I do apologize. He is chasing a ping pong ball that is his favorite toy. You can hear it in the background. Somehow he loves to pounce while I am filming. Not ideal, but it's okay. It's good for his enrichment. That's fine. Kitty! Okay, I kind of have to stop you because I have to sleep and I have to work tomorrow morning. Right. Hang fire a second. Kitty, what are you doing? sorry I have to confiscate your ball, but you will get it back after this. Yes, what was I? The most stressful thing about this job at the moment for myself, I would say, is personal expectations. Because you expect so much of yourself, I suppose, to get it right and also to get the treatment, the best outcome for your pet. So try not to be too hard on yourself. Well, I'm saying that to myself. Don't be too hard on myself. And also, you're learning as you go. So take every mistake as a lesson, okay? Most effective thing that I found working in this job, so tips, is to ask for help from senior colleagues or even specialists. Literally, I had a panic moment about a case, and I decided to call a specialist, and they responded very kindly and they gave me lots of advice, and we had a great outcome. So sometimes email can take a bit longer, so try phoning them. You never know, they might be free to give you some advice. The least effective thing I would say is to take work home, because if you are, for example, very anxious about a case and you take it home with you, you end up trying to research about it, but again, you don't rest and you end up feeling really upset and stressed, and the next day when you go into work, you're really tired, you're not productive. The worst case scenario that you thought might happen didn't even happen, so you wasted all that time worrying. So I would not recommend that. Another not effective thing to do is not taking your sick days. So if you are sick, just please take your sick leave, because it's not effective trying to push your way to go into work because you're worried that, people might think that you're slacking off, because that's how I felt when I was really ill. I still wanted to go into work because I felt guilty, and I ended up feeling worse and I couldn't go to work the next day anyway. So, take my advice and just take a sick day if you are feeling sick. So that's done. Let's maybe open a gift and then we can move on. So I just really wanted to share that, a huge thank you to clients and everyone who has been so kind and supportive so far. Honestly, I had a client who brought in pictures of his dog to say I printed these out for you, and he said you can share them and everything, and it's just really sweet that people do this and they feel so happy that you look after their pet. It's oh, it's my baby too. So there you go, this is blue. And then let's see, I've got this bottle of Prosecco. That's really sweet. Okay, also I should probably say that I didn't get any single gift at all before this. In my first year, I felt really sad, all my colleagues had gifts and things and I didn't have any. So it will come and it will get better when you work and move on from your job, so don't worry about it. Feel free to skip this part if it's not valuable at all. And next, let's open this one. I don't want to ruin this. Another bottle of Prosecco. Oh, that's so sweet. My heart. Look at that. Okay. So, and then this was Secret Santa gift that I actually opened already at work, but I just wanted to share this thing that is super cute that my colleague, Secret Santa got for me. It is a Zen garden litter box, which I will probably zoom into that. Look how cute that is. I can't wait to actually use it. Hello. Yes, do you want to join us? Come on. That's okay. Kitty. Hi. He thinks it's food. So yeah, this is really exciting. And then should we move on to the next section? Then we can open another one. Okay, so the next section is basically your questions that you've had for me. So we'll do some quick ones. So firstly, it was a general question about how many days do you work and what hours. So I work 4.5 days, I suppose. So 4-day work week. and 10-hour shifts, and then I work 1 in like 5 Saturdays now, so 10-hour shifts as well. So total about 40-hour work week. Next question, does the content of first year of university matter? Yes, definitely. Like, you learn anatomy, your biochemistry, those are really solid foundations. And physiology, that's very important, because if you don't learn it properly when you go into second or third year, things don't really make sense in terms of like drug mechanism of actions, you know, your inflammatory pathways, coagulation cascade. So I would say yes, it does. How do you work a full-time job and find time to make content? You must be joking. I don't. It's hard. It's struggle. I'm struggling. It is 11 p.m. and I am trying to do this video. I have to work and get to the hospital at 8:30 tomorrow, so it's not ideal. But we make it work somehow. I probably, as a result, don't keep in touch with my friends as much as I should or wish I could. So it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle, but it's a fun one, I suppose. How do you have a work-life balance? You try to make it work. Like, logically, if you want to have certain things in your life, for example, time you want to spend with your friends, with your family and things, I feel like all of these things take planning. No one really talks about how these kind of planning things work, but if you don't plan, time just slips by. Like, a year just goes by and you realize, oh crap, I haven't done what I wanted to do. I haven't like spent time with this friend or family enough. So planning, I would say, lots of planning and organizing and actually being proactive about it. Yeah. Are you feeling jaded yet, I suppose, as a vet? Not yet. I suppose today was a good day. So if you catch me on a bad day, maybe I'll feel really jaded about the whole vet profession and things. But I am, fingers crossed, staying positive about it, and I'm really enjoying my job. I do feel that I get moments where I recharge my energy when I get to at least say hello to cute pets and gush over them with the owners. So I think that's how I recharge, and also YouTube stuff on the side. What do you think is important to focus on as a student to feel more confident as a new grad? Focus on as a student. So definitely life skills. Like, no matter how much knowledge you have, if you can't communicate it to the owner or get them to understand that you are trying to help them and communicate it effectively, so you come to a decision quickly as well, if it's in like a critical situation, like your patient needs treatment and the owner has to decide, there's no point. So I think communication skills, I'm afraid, obviously knowledge in terms of your medicine or surgery, that's like very important. But again, unless you work in a referral center, you don't need to speak to clients that much. In a first opinion, like new grad setting, communication. Second thing, I would say maybe time management. Be very good at prioritizing and just being very organized. Oh, and also being very proactive and also having a growth mindset. So there's quite a lot of things to focus on. But I think communication comes at the top. How long did it take you to find a job? So I applied, I'm trying to remember now. I was much later than my friends because I couldn't make up my mind on where I wanted to go. And I had a job before graduation. And there's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure to have a job before you graduate vet school, because people need vets. So you need to decide for yourself, like, do I want to take a break after university, travel a little bit before committing my whole life to doing vet? Or if you prefer to have like some jobs lined up so you don't have to think about it after graduation, apply early, I would say. I think I had a job within, I want to say, just to be just to have a rough ballpark period, maybe 4 or 5 months after applying, I think. Or maybe I applied, to be fair, no. I think I applied quite late. So yeah, just apply, ask around, work in those practices for like EMS, just to gain some experience and see if you vibe well with the team. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. So next. Have you ever regretted your choice to pursue vet med, cost of the school fees, managing people, etc.? I don't think I regret my choice, although sometimes we joke with our friends of like, oh, shouldn't have gone to vet school. But honestly, I think it's such a privilege to be in this position, to be a vet, and just because you're a vet doesn't mean you can't do other things. We always call it like a vet passport. So I think, you know, being able to study the vet degree is like a huge privilege. So I will not take that for granted, and I'll do my best to try to help in any way I can. So future plans, I suppose I've talked briefly about the vet side of things, you know, wanting to do more in a first opinion setting, in an independent practice, working towards improving my skills in like scanning, advanced surgeries, nutrition, certificates and things, and finding out what I genuinely enjoy and improving on that, and then continue doing YouTube on the side, and also like the podcast. On the YouTube front, future plans for it, I suppose, is just trying to figure out the direction of where this channel is going. It would be really great if you could comment what you would like to see or what you think it should be as well. I would love to involve everyone in this journey of growing this channel. Definitely something along the lines of spreading positivity about veterinary medicine, and also helping pet owners, vets, you know, combat misinformation on the internet, things like that, is my humble opinion and wish to see happen. Yeah. And then there were lots of questions about how much I earn and how much I make as a vet. To answer that question, I specifically made this video for you over here, so you can definitely click on it and watch. So lastly, I shall end with a few reflective questions that you can use yourself, just to have a review over how your year has gone, where you want to go next year. I think it's really good to just have that time at the end of the year, just to sit back and see how far you have come and how far you want to go next year. Having a goal, I know it's so cliche, but this past 2 years, I don't think I've had an actual goal besides trying to survive the first 2 years of being a vet and completing all the necessary like GDP programs and things. So part of me felt like I was drifting a little bit, and part of me wants to work towards something, such as better habits, being a morning person maybe. So we will talk about that in the next section, but first let's finish opening the presents. So this is a Secret Santa one. Oh my god, it's one of these. I always see these in booths and I get so excited because they look so pretty, but I've never used them, or like, wow, this is really cute. Pink me up. Let's have a look. Oh, also I should mention, this is also a client gift, so I really appreciate my clients for being so nice to me. This tin. Smells really nice. Oh, I love all this stuff. Oh, this is exciting. Body wash. Wow. Body scrub. Of course, after a whole day of dealing with anal glands and other gory juices, it would be nice to smell nice at the end after a shower. So this is body butter, very nice. A brightening sheet mask to get rid of the eye bags because of how tired I look. Oh, just kidding, but this smells good too. Perfect, and it's biodegradable, so good for the environment. Very nice. Thank you, Secret Santa, whoever Secret Santa was. Oh, I love gifts and gift giving. I mean, who doesn't, I suppose. And then this is the last gift I have. It's really, really nicely wrapped, so I'm really impressed. Oh, lovely clients. Really want to preserve this as much as I can. this is so cute. Look, it has like reindeer noses on it. Oh, Belgian biscuit assortment. I have a massive sweet tooth, so thank you. This looks really nice. Ooh, I love the waffle crisp. So many treats. I also wanted to show this present. I've opened it, obviously Secret Santa, but look at that. Oh my goodness. It's a calendar of pooping cats. Like, what even? This is hilarious. I love it so much. Like, who even takes these photos of these poor cats? Oh, anyway, yeah, that made me laugh a lot. Yeah, so last section, here we go, reflections. So what are the wins, big and small, that you can celebrate from this past year? So I suppose for myself is completing the vet GDP, being confident as a branch vet, working really closely with my team, and then wins big and small. I suppose growing this YouTube channel on the side as well, that's a win for me. Yeah, I think that's about it. So what were you doing when you were achieving your best results? I suppose putting myself out of my comfort zone, doing difficult things, but also having the support of my colleagues whenever I needed it. So that's really a good boost. So I suppose, and a story to share is that the first time I ever did a bitch spay at a branch practice alone, that can be quite scary because you are the only vet, and if there's any complications, you are the one to deal with it. So it wasn't meant to happen, but one of the vets was sick, called in sick, so I had to cover that branch, and coincidentally they had a bitch spay booked in, and they made sure that I was happy enough to do it. And it was a smaller dog, young dog as well, so I said, okay, I'm happy to do it. By that time I've already done probably more than 50 spays, I would say, because we worked with the dog's home. I think 50, maybe I'm exaggerating, but quite a number of them. So I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. We had a really supportive nurse as well there, and we did it, you know, with the same techniques. Everything was fine, pain relief and things, and everything went well. So I suppose sometimes you don't know how capable you are until you are put to the test. And I suppose, you know, in times of like challenges, you can choose to play it safe, which is totally understandable, or you can choose to go forward and take that challenge on. And, you know, making sure that you have the right equipment with you. If anything goes wrong, plan out your steps. Like, okay, I would find a lap swap, find a bleed, stop the bleed. You know, if my patient is more reactive under anesthetic, I would give more pain relief or adjust the anesthesia. So think in advance of what complications you might face, and then have a plan for them, so that in the event that you need to use the plan, you have a plan as a way to push forward. And then, what is your one important thing for next year? This is what you could focus most of your efforts on next year. What is your one important thing for next year? I suppose for myself is to really get going with habits and sticking true to the things that I want to work towards. I feel like the past 2 years I didn't really have like a solid goal. Maybe I was too afraid to actually commit to a goal. So this coming year, because it is my last year of my 20s, can you believe it or not, I feel like I should really give it all I've got, you know, and do my best in getting the habits I want to be the person I want to be, push myself out of my comfort zone. And I hope this inspires you to be you as well, because in this life it's quite short, and we tend to be influenced by our environment, the people we grew up with, you know, our surroundings quite a lot, and that might not be who we want to be. So you might want to discover a different passion and, you know, do different things that people might think that it's weird, like YouTube, for example, sitting in front of a camera at 11 p.m. and talking to yourself. It's not for everyone, but if you want to go for it, do it. Like, if you want to spend time documenting your travels, do it. Like, no one's gonna judge you, or even if they judge you, should you really care? As long as you're doing creative, good things that are helping other people or, helping yourself, I think it's a positive thing, and, you should live your true self. I constantly have to tell myself that because I am always fluctuating between, I want to do YouTube and, maybe I should just stick to my lane and be a vet. So struggle is real, but hopefully one step at a time, we will get there. And then there are more questions that I will put it in a document that you can use for yourself. I think it's a good exercise to do once a year, just to see how you're doing. And hopefully you are on the right path on your journey to achieving what you want and who you truly want to be. So with that, I suppose we can end the video. All the best. Stay safe, take care, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and Merry Christmas. See you in 2024. Bye.